The Mazda Museum, located in the Virginia Gardner Fine Arts Pavilion at the center of the University of Findlay's campus, is home to thousands of children's book illustrations.
Founded in 1982, the museum was initially a small collection of only 4 original pieces. Since then, it has evolved into the largest museum of its kind.
We were immediately drawn to a deceptively simple illustration by Jeanette Cannon that was created for a children's book titled Over in the Ocean in a Coral Reef by Miriam Burks.
Despite the piece's bright, eye-catching colors, the most obvious purpose of Canyon's 3-dimensional image is to help teach children to count.
While the illustration's purpose appears quite simple, Canyon actually conveys a subtle message to children about growing up, gaining independence, and expressing themselves.
As an art teacher to young children, Canyon was first inspired by the art schools of Reggio Emilia, Italy, before becoming an illustrator.
Since then, she has dedicated her life and time to illustrating children's books in order to inspire children to learn and express themselves through art.
Using polymer clay, her medium of choice, Canyon creates her original 3-dimensional sculptures called reliefs that are built up out of a flat surface.
She uses this medium because it not only allows her to create many different textures and patterns, but it also is brightly colored and is very easy for children to use.
Using a kid-friendly medium is one of the ways Canyon hopes to use her work to encourage children to express themselves and communicate their ideas through art.
In the Mazda Museum, her original illustration, which was photographed, later accompanied by text, and now hangs amongst many other unique three-dimensional pieces.
The children's book it is included in was designed to teach children ages 3 to 8 how to count and identify a variety of sea creatures.
The image is a colorful depiction of a mother parrotfish and her 2 babies. Parents reading this book with their children could ask them many questions concerning this particular image.
For example, they could simply ask, "What do you see in this picture?"
A child would point out the brightly colored and patterned motherfish, her babies, and the coral that immediately draws his or her attention.
These vibrant colors and textures that Canyon uses are another example of how she tries to get children interested in art.
Children could also be asked what sea creatures is shown in the illustration and what are they doing.
In the storybook, they would be able to refer back to the text to answer this question. The picture shows a mother parrotfish teaching her babies how to grind on the coral. While the motherfish uses her teeth to grind on the large yellow coral, her babies, who lack teeth, watch her intently as they grind on the smaller pieces of purple coral.
The most obvious goal of this image is to provide young children with a visual representation of the numbers highlighted in the text, but there is a more subtle message within this image.
The next most obvious question to ask a child reading this book is how many baby parrotfish can you count? They would then count the 2 baby fish that the text tells them are there.
They may even notice that the text accompanying the image on this page and throughout the book shows the symbol as well as an equal number of starfish that corresponds to the number of babies in the illustration.
The most interesting question to ask is about the position of the baby fish because it exposes the subtler message within the image. Why is one of the baby fish closer to its mother than the other, and why is the mother so much bigger?
A child would know that the mother fish is the bigger because she's the grown-up, and that the one baby fish that is closer to her is the shyer child who seems to be the less independent baby.
This illustration juxtaposes a large mother fish with her 2 babies, creating a clear contrast between the young fish and their parent. This juxtaposition is used throughout the book to emphasize the differences between the parent and the child and to classify each fish as one or the other.
These classifications can be transferred from the fish in the image to the parent or teacher and the child reading this book together. The mother fish, the teacher in this book, is teaching her children, the students, to grind on the coral, just as the adult reading the book is teaching the child to count.
One of the baby fish is so close that the mother's fin is covering some of its tail in a way that could easily represent how a human mother would put her arm around her child.
The other baby fish falls on the opposite side of the gutter, symbolizing its greater independence. The increased amount of red coloring on this fish also highlights the contrast between it and its shyer sibling.
The less independent baby is almost entirely green, creating a more obvious contrast between it and its mother and older sibling. The physical similarities between the more independent baby and its mother show that it is also older and closer to adulthood.
This concept can be seen throughout the book. In each image, a parent fish, usually a mother, is seen teaching their children how to do something typical of that species, and in each image, some babies are closer to the parent than others.
All of the images in the book are unified by the swirling pattern of the background that is seen in each image as well as the matching text boxes. On each page, the text box is the same color and is placed on the left or right side of the image.
In conclusion, the images in this book are unified in a way that aids young children in learning to count, but also teaches them about growing up and learning to express themselves.